everyone. Welcome back to Best of the Best, a movie, the podcast where we figure out once and for all which movie is the best movie of all time. I'm Brett, joined by Dustin and Dylan. Dylan, you specifically, see any movies recently?
Me?
All right, Dustin, I asked you one question, and I said Dylan.
I didn't hear you. You say Dustin and
What do you
Dylan.
mean?
He said Dylan, you specifically.
Dustin.
Yeah, we saw Tenet.
No, Dustin?
Yes?
What, have you seen?
Yes?
Have you seen any movies recently? Not in theaters?
Not in theaters? No.
All right, moving on.
I said,
I saw The Way Back with
What?
Ben Affleck.
What? What's that? Is that the one where they're at a pool? They're at a pool?
Yeah, it's the one where they're at a pool.
yeah, it's the way back to the pool.
You know what I'm talking about? That movie with Sam Rockwell that takes place at a.
No, that's The Way Back.
Oh, sorry.
That's actually a really good.
You're an idiot, dude.
I'll give that to Brett. That's a good one.
No, he's stupid.
No, I thought that was the name of that movie. I thought Ben Affleck just made another movie with the same title. I didn't realize there was a way back.
He remade it.
Okay, so how was The Way Back?
It was okay. I also watched Class Action Park.
The documentary about the theme park?
Yes.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was fun.
And you guys also
Watch kids beef it till they die.
only like 8 people died in that park, right?
You know,
Yeah, only people.
there's only been one 9/11.
But I will say, I haven't seen that documentary because there are tons of YouTube like documentaries about Action Park. In case you guys don't know, Action Park is in New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
It's like a amusement park and a water park kinda that had like no supervision. The guy who owned it just didn't care. He was just like, yeah, let's try stuff, and we don't care if people get hurt. And so a lot of people got hurt.
Oh.
But I haven't seen the documentary.
There's a couple comedians in it.
Whoa, like Chris Gethard?
Yeah.
Wow, because he's in the YouTube documentary. So I feel like I really shouldn't watch this documentary about it. It just seems like it's gonna
You've probably already seen it, yeah.
yeah, because tons of like theme park YouTubers talk about Action Park, but I might check it out. So how was Tenet?
It was good.
All right,
I liked it.
I loved it.
I'm reluctant to see it because I'm not a Nolan. I don't just like jerk off to Nolan like you guys do.
Interstellar.
What's your Nolan rankings? What's your top 5?
You really want to do this right now?
Yeah, real fast. Lightning
okay.
speed round.
Lightning fast, go.
I want to see if
I don't know. Probably. What?
I want to see if Tenet's on there or not.
Well, if it's on the list, yeah, it's going to be on there.
Okay, then list it.
I think probably number 1's probably Interstellar for me.
The space
and then
one?
maybe the space one.
Okay, please.
And then maybe Inception. And then
that's the dream one.
That's the dream one.
Okay.
And then I count all Batmans as one.
Huh. He doesn't go space.
No. Batman stays on Earth.
All right, so you're listening.
All Batmans as one movie. Because they're all equally great in my mind.
All right.
And then probably Memento.
So Tenet's not that high up.
And then probably Tenet.
Wow.
Oh, no. Then probably The Prestige.
So it's not on your top 5.
And then probably Tenet.
It doesn't even make your top 5 because...
Wow.
And then probably Insomnia. Oh, and I forgot about Dunkirk. Then probably Dunkirk. Dunkirk's probably my least favorite movie of his. It's mid-tier.
Did he make Ants? Did he do Ants?
Yeah, he made Ants.
What?
He was supposed to make Bug's Life, but then they stiffed him on it, so he made Ants in spite.
So where's
He made Ants, and then Edward Norton starred in Bug's Life the same year.
Wait, who?
Don't worry about it, dude.
Is Edward Norton in Bug's Life?
No.
Huh? Why'd you say that? I missed this joke.
Because the same year as The Prestige came out, that movie where it's like the same exact movie.
Illusionist.
Oh, The Illusionist.
That was a
That
funny
was
joke.
like a-
Those on other levels,
That
bro.
was like an A to D, man. How was I supposed to follow that joke?
Haven't you studied improv
But
comedy?
you
dude?
could have said Edward Norton and Paul Giamatti. Like, you could have led more to the illusionist.
Oh, that would have clarified the joke.
Yeah, he knows Paul Giamatti. He doesn't know Edward Norton.
But Edward Norton, I'm thinking about the Incredible Hulk, and I was like, was he in Bug's Life? So, did you guys like Tenet? You
I
reckon?
liked it.
I liked it. It would definitely be in my top. It'd probably be number 5 or 4 for me.
Wow, higher than Ants?
Yeah, you know, I got a controversial opinion. I'm not a huge ants man. I'm not an ant.
So you don't have ants in your pants, is what you're saying.
Nah, I'm not an ants pantser.
You ever see the animated movie about ants? Like you're about like your dad's sister. Spelled with a Z.
Sorry, I just pictured you on a first date. You're like, hey.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the animated movie? The first thing he says, they sit down here and she's like, "Hi, I'm Dylan." Have you ever seen the animated movie?
This one's getting me. This one's getting me, man. Because then she would be like, "Oh, you mean the movie Ants?" Because it's funny to say. I don't know why that one got me so much.
The animated movie about ants.
Well, there's the live action one.
She just goes, "Oh, you mean that movie Bully?"
Stop talking about
Ant
ants.
Bully?
The Ant Boy, that's right. Was that a spinoff?
No.
What about you? Have you seen anything?
Yeah, I watched American Pickle.
Oh yeah. I saw that a few weeks ago.
Oh, sorry, I'm not up to date. Dustin, have you seen American Pickle? American Pickle.
Oh, should I watch it?
I
It's okay.
Okay, so I was just like bored one day. Katie was off skateboarding around town, so I couldn't watch one of our shows that we watched together. So I was going through HBO Max, and I just clicked on it. I was just bored, you know? I'm like, I'm just going to watch this movie because I'm bored. I ended up like loving this movie. I was shocked how much I like this movie. I mean, it's 90 minutes on the dot. It's perfect length.
Yeah, that's good.
And the beginning is really funny, and then Seth Rogen's acting I thought was like perfect. I feel like at the beginning, because in case you don't know, he plays 2 roles. At the beginning, I was a little distracted by like, you know, just looking at how the shots were made and the over the shoulders and all that stuff. But after a while, I got pretty used to it, and I really liked it. And there's some really cool. Anytime there's a movie where someone plays 2 people, they always try to show off and have them like touch the same thing or pass glasses to each other or something. And there's a couple really cool moments where that happened. Not where they were like in the forest, like pushing branches around, and some of the branches they pushed like affected the other guys' branch, and I thought it was pretty cool.
I don't know if they did it like the Social Network or if I don't know how they did it, but
Oh, I have no idea. I didn't even think about that. You know, I never think about like the whole deep faking or kind of like digitally putting a face on. I'm sure for the tree branch one, that's probably what happened, but I don't know. Yeah, I thought it was really good. I thought it was cool, and I thought it was good.
I thought it was cool. Thought it was good.
And a
I'll put it on the list.
minor spoiler, this is just a cast spoiler, but when Tim, is it Robinson or Robbins? I always forget.
Tim Robinson, yeah.
Tim Robinson, when he showed up, I was really happy. Because
Yeah. He has a quick cameo. It's great.
He's very funny. Yeah, so that's it about movies.
That's it.
That's all the movies. Thanks for watching. Bye. Bye.
Let's talk about the 2 movies. I'm just going to list them both, and then we can either compare, we can talk about
Get
one.
through the list quickly, please.
The what?
Can you get through the list quickly?
It's 2 movies.
Can you do it quickly?
Say them as fast as you possibly can.
No, I'm not going to. Because
Say them as slow as you can.
I'm gonna do it the way you guys can host your own podcast.
Okay. Hey guys.
No, I didn't say now.
In a podcast.
It's called the podcast, the Brett's a Dumb Idiot podcast.
I'm Dustin. This is Dylan.
Can I be your first guest?
Brett's an idiot.
Can I be your first?
Yeah, we hate Brett.
Can I be
He
your first,
smells.
Can I be your first guest?
Oh
Yeah, sure.
Our first guest.
I have a
Brett.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Have you seen this animated movie about ants?
Wow.
So it's like a thing like
Wow.
like I think I stumbled upon it and I'm trying like have you seen this movie?
So why would you just say ants?
You wouldn't even believe. You wouldn't even believe who's in it.
You have to say the title in the question. Have you seen this animated movie about ants? It's called Ants.
Sylvester Stallone's in it.
That's the first thing you're really happy about.
He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything wrong.
Wait, who's the main ant?
Woody Allen.
Oh, woo!
Woody Allen. No, Jerry Seinfeld's in Bees. No, B movie.
You like Jen?
Yeah,
I noticed no one else cheered for Woody Allen like I did.
Well, you're the only person here who agrees with him and everything that he does and says.
I thought we all did.
Sharon Stone is in it, and Christopher Walken plays the bad guy. All-star cast.
Sylvester Stallone was the bad guy.
He's Woody Allen's
the good
best friend.
I feel like he churns. Like it's like a reveal. Like I'm bad too.
No, I don't think
I'm
so.
bad too. No, because like grasshoppers are the bad guy or something.
That's in Bug's Life.
I think it's.
Are we going to have to watch these movies?
I think it's. Oh yeah, they both won MTV Movie Awards. We should do another tournament where it's all movies about ants.
Okay.
Then we'll figure out the best ant movie.
Who's the who voiced the bad guy in Bug's Life?
Kevin Spacey.
Woo! I'm just kidding. I knew that, and I set you up for it.
You set yourself up. You wooed it.
Oh yeah.
He also voices.
But we all love him.
He also
I agree
voices
with
him in
everything
the
he
ride,
says.
which is still running in Disney World.
Wow.
They're like,
It's not a ride; it's a show.
it's a ride for me because I put my arms up the whole time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going, woo! Kevin Spacey!
Yeah, that's what I'm shouting. Okay, let me get to these movies.
All right.
D-it. So the movie that is better than There Is Something About Mary, Transformers, versus the movie, without a doubt, unequivocally, everyone believes is better than Star Wars The Force Awakens. The Avengers.
The Adventures of the Avengers.
Transformers versus the Avengers. Real quick before we get into the movies, Dylan,
Yeah.
if this was Transformers versus Star Wars The Force Awakens, which movie do you believe would win that fight? Because you wanted Star Wars to move on.
Yeah. That's a tough one. That's a very tough one. But I'd probably say Force Awakens.
Wow. Oh, Dustin's over there.
That movie would go far for me.
Dustin's cranking over there.
He's cranking. Look over there. What are you pointing at?
I'm pointing to the crank. This is where I crank over here.
So
Which one did you watch first?
I'm curious to see how
Again.
I'm curious to see how far Star Wars: The Force Awakens would go for you. I'm going to keep asking you that question.
Pretty far. Keep asking me.
Keep asking.
Just keep asking.
Mother effort.
This is like a threat. Okay.
Do you want to know do you want to know the connection between these movies? It's very easy, quick.
Oh, can I think? Peter Skarsgård or Stellan Skarsgård, not in the movie.
Yep, that's the one. That's the bridge.
Wait, what? Is he in the movie?
Yeah, in the Avengers.
And what's he in?
What's he in?
Transformers.
No, I'm saying he's the bridge that another actor works with him.
Oh, okay.
What movie? What movie?
Well, I'll give it away.
I'm not gonna get it. I thought it was like I thought it was like a clean jump.
No. I didn't mention it last week because James Cameron just obviously did both of them. But Shia LaBeouf, obviously in Transformers, was in Nymphomaniac.
Nymphomaniac Volume 1 or 2. Take your pick.
Yeah, both of them.
Okay, so that's a pretty quick bridge. That's just to
Quick bridge.
quick bridge.
That's been a quick bridge. Remember the spoon scene in Nymphomaniac?
Oh, like in The Matrix, which also has
Yeah, she says there is no spoons.
Whoa.
I don't want to get into spoilers for Nymphomaniac, but the spoon scene involves more than one spoon. Now, I feel like that's
one of my favorite posters for Nymphomaniac is just like a picture of a shitload of spoons, and it just says Nymphomaniac in front of it. So it's like an Easter egg for the movie.
Man. Yeah. Go watch Nymphomaniac. We did Is This Good on it forever ago.
can't remember which one was better. I believe Volume 2 was. I
thought 2 was boring as heck.
It's been so long.
It's supposed to be all one movie. It was just too long, so we split it.
Gross.
So, what was it? Oh, so, Dustin, I have a confession to make about Transformers. I told Dylan this in privacy, so I hope he didn't tell you.
No, he didn't.
I watched this movie twice. This is the first time this happened. I watched this movie twice before this week.
Wow.
Yeah, not kinda twice, because I watched it, and then the next day I was like, I'm going to watch it with commentary. So I watched it with the commentary track. Because
That's awesome.
Because
on Vudu?
No, Katie had the DVD, so the second time I watched it wasn't in high def.
Sorry, bud.
For the first time I watched it was in high def. But
That's true.
Michael Bay is a huge D-bag, at least on the commentary track.
Oh, really? That's funny.
After I watched it, I went and watched all of the possible special features on Vudu. Probably about an hour's worth of special features. There's some interesting stuff in there, but there is a part where Michael Bay is like being very like braggadocious and egotistical. He talks about how people are like, well, we can't film there. No one ever films there. He's like, it's a big movie. They will let us film there. Go talk to the mayor. It's a big movie.
I forget he talked about this on the commentary track. I forget where he's talking about, but there's like a certain spot where he was just like, it's gonna come on 4th of July. He knew that like the whole time. He was like, it's gonna be a big 4th of July movie.
He keeps mocking like this unit production manager who's like stressed out because it's such a huge scale movie and he has so many places he has to get. And it'll cut to this guy being like, oh, it's such a hard movie to work on. And then it cuts to Michael Bay being like, yeah. And then he was like, well, I can't get it, Michael Bay. He's like mocking him.
He's weird on the commentary track how much he like brags about how he guilts his actors. Like there's that scene in Transformers where Shia LaBeouf is like hugging onto a statue in the big climax. And he's like on the outside of the building. And Shia LaBeouf is doing that. Like he has like a little clip that's holding on to him. But he's just on the side of a building. And Shia LaBeouf was like, yeah, I'll do it. Like, he was really amped. And then when on the day of shooting, he was like, I don't know about this. This is actually really scary. Like, this is kind of terrifying. And Michael Bay pulled him to the side. He was like, you're really going to embarrass yourself in front of the entire crew? But Michael Bay's telling the story on the commentary track. Like, it's a cool thing he did. And he's just like, you're going to let the whole crew down if you don't do this. And so Shia LaBeouf went out there, like, terrified. And Michael Bay's like, and it's funny because I would never do that. He's like, it's too scary for me. And I'm like, geez Louise.
Too spooky. No, thank you.
He also does the same thing Megan Fox. There's like a scene where she's supposed to be scared. And he's just like, and she wasn't like giving the performance he wanted or something. Mm-hmm. And he was just like, we're going to sit here all night until we get this performance. The whole crew's going to hate you if you don't do it. And he's like, the next shot, I got it from him.
He's known for that shit.
It's crazy.
He does like 60 takes.
I don't get how different actors come back to his sets. Like, I'm assuming he's a lot nicer to Mark Wahlberg in The Rock rather than rather than like,
he loves them. He probably fucking oils them up every morning.
So funny you say that. I have heard interviews before with someone who worked with him on one of the Transformers movies, and it was the TJ Miller. He was on a podcast and he was talking about. Because how he infamously didn't like working with him because he was too like aggressive, and I guess he started talking to like some of the people that work there. And he found out that like he keeps getting the same crew over and over and over again, and he was like, "Well, why do people? If he sucks, why do people keep working for him?" And apparently, these people like love working on these movies. They love working with each other. And he found out it was apparently because he's such an asshole, all the crew like they form against like one common enemy, and they love like shit talking him, and it creates like this like bonding experience between all the crew. And apparently Michael Bay does that on purpose because he knows that like if there's like one asshole in charge, everyone else will work better together.
Interesting.
A real Watchmen situation.
Interesting tactic.
Yeah, interesting tactic.
But that made me forget another fact I had about the movie.
Sorry.
But I will say, hopefully I remember that later. But one thing I really thought was interesting about these two movies, especially he was talking about on the commentary track, I know what I was going to talk about. During the commentary track, he would just be like, yeah, I told the writers to put this in. He said that constantly on the commentary track. Like when Bumblebee pees on John Turturro, he was on set one day and John Turturro was being funny. And apparently he told the writers, he was like, put a scene in where Bumblebee pees on John Turturro. And so the writers would, I'm assuming, would just have to scramble and be like, well, where can we, like, he would be so specific. He's like, these things need to happen somewhere in the movie. And he would do it all the time. Like the whole commentary track, he's just like, yeah, this scene, I told the writers to put that in. I'm like, oh my God, I would hate to be a writer on one of these movies. Just like
working on the fly.
He just keeps coming in the room being like, make two Transformers have...
Okay, yeah, we're the writers. Script done.
Hey, writers. What about?
Yeah, Michael, what's up?
What about like a bunk bed transformer? I know we're doing cars. Let's do a bunk bed transformer. Put that one in for me. All right, thanks, guys. You're the best.
Shit. Okay, let's get that done. And okay,
hey,
there we go.
Hey, I'm back.
Shit.
That bunk bed. I was thinking about it. Maybe
you don't want to do it anymore.
No, yeah, but maybe it loves cheeseburgers, but it loves mayonnaise on its cheeseburgers. You know what I'm talking about? Have someone piss on a cheeseburger. All right, you guys put that in for me?
Okay, wait, we have more questions.
And then the whole movie starts slowly revolving around this bunk bed transformer.
And its hate of mayonnaise.
Becomes the main character. But that scene speaking of which, that scene where he does pee on John Turturro, where they're in front of the LA River, I guess... Yeah, so that LA River is all basically sewage. And I guess they didn't think about that ahead of time because to everyone's surprise when they were filming when the helicopters were flying low, it was just spraying sewage water on everyone. They're interviewing Michael. They were interviewing Shia LaBeouf just sitting there in like dirty sewage water.
They were on the commentary track. Michael Bay obviously brags about how they saved someone's life. They said while they were filming that scene, someone just came down the river, just like trapped in it. And so they threw like a cable out and saved his life, apparently.
Bumblebee saved him.
But another thing he said on the track was before they wrote the movie, Hasbro, the toy company, needed to know what toys they were going to make before the movie was even like started production. So they needed to know what the cars were going to look like, what Transformers are in the movie. So he had to deal with picking the characters first. But also he's dealing with the military being like, so for the bad guys, a lot of the bad guys are military stuff. He needed to make sure like which planes and stuff they could use from the military. And also the toy company needed to work with the military to make sure they can make legally make toys of it and all this stuff. There's all this craziness just to pick which characters can be in the movie. And so the writers were trying to let's just do six Autobots versus 5. Like that's why it's so limited. It's just because it was so crazy. Which I
learned that in one of some of the main Autobots that were supposed to come to it, one of them was supposed to be RC, which is one of the only female Autobots. But then they wrote her out of the script because people thought it would be too confusing. That how is there a woman Transformer?
But I thought those
she shows up in Transformers 2, but then dies.
Oh, rip. I just thought that was interesting compared to the Avengers, which Joss Whedon was writing that with. I forget his writing partner. Someone Penn.
Zach Penn.
Yeah. But they also have like set characters that like need to come together. I thought it was interesting that they both have these like character limitations. Though Avengers, I think they have a little bit more to work with because they have all that backstory. Yeah. Where Transformers is just like, you need to pick this toy, you need to pick the car, you need to like pick all this stuff now.
It should be noted since the last time we watched Transformers, which was about a month and a half ago. Since then, I've seen Transformers 2 and 3 in all 3 Bad Boys movies. Are they a little bait out.
Are they connected at all? Are they connected?
Transformers to the Michael Bay movies?
Yeah.
Or to the Bad Boys movies?
Doesn't Martin Lawrence at one point in Bad Boys 2 yell, "Roll out"?
That'd be cool.
I know in Transformers 2 there's a Bad Boys poster, right?
There is a Bad Boy next to the Cloverfield poster.
Whoa.
Did either of you like realize anything new watching it this time around in such a short time, or like notice anything new, or have new opinions or feelings?
I sure did. I'll say mine real quick. I found out that both movies are really boring on a rewatch. I thought both of them.
Interesting.
I thought both of them were hard to get through on the rewatch.
Well, these 2.5 hour plus long runtime movies are going to start weighing down on us.
Yeah, I definitely found. Well, you know what's funny is for Avengers, the Avengers got very hard to watch the second time. It was very slow. I felt like other than like one or two of the action scenes, I was really relenting watching it. But because I love Transformers for being like kind of kooky and like. It's very what's the word? It's like sort of Gonzo filmmaking where like they're not really trying to make it like a perfect story. It's just like
exhibition.
It's exhibitionism, and because of that, the things that are weird and dumb about it are only better. So it's like the things that are weird and dumb about Avengers. They kind of like dig into me a little bit more because like I've got to rewatch it again, and I'm like,
we just watched it.
Quit talking about the fucking Red Ledger.
She mentions it twice.
She mentions it 3 times,
which is weird because like there's other ways to say you owe a debt, right? That's all she's talking about. She owes a debt. Do we ever know what debt she owes? Did they say?
I think I don't know. It seems like something they set up and then immediately got rid of. Yeah. I would imagine, even though since quarantine started, I did watch Winter Soldier, I would bet that there's probably like a throwaway line where she's like, yeah, after New York, my debt got wiped clean. So, like,
I don't have any more debt.
But it wasn't like it was just set up. It was like the whole movie. That was like her whole motivation. It was like, I got rid of my, like, I got a debt to owe. Like, yeah. I don't know if it was just because she was Russian and she was on the other side or she did something.
How was she going so fast?
Maybe we find out in the Black Widow movie that came out 2 months ago.
Oh, yeah.
Or these characters in Avengers, I just don't like them. I think just because
you don't like the characters in the Avengers?
Just because like I've seen the newer Avenger movies where like they're more well rounded. The characters are so rough in this one where it's just like.
Yeah, it's funny. I had a bit of a different experience than you two. So Transformers stayed the same, which was great for me. But I slightly enjoyed Avengers just a little bit more.
See,
I was paying attention more to the writing, and I was really like, oh, the writing in Avengers is pretty good. And I think Dustin maybe mentioned it last episode when we talked about it, the Avengers. So I'm going to echo it and say that maybe I would like it more if he wrote it and someone else directed it, because I just find the movie to be very flat and not very stylistic.
The look of I don't know who the cinematographer is. I don't want to hate on him because
it looks like a TV show.
I'm sure he's very good, but yeah, it looks like it looks like it was like a big expensive pilot to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I'm sure Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was copying that style. I'm sure it was copying that style, but yeah, it looks very bland and gray and just boring.
But you guys were talking about, I think one of you just mentioned something about, Joss Whedon's just writing about the Ledger stuff. And like, why don't they call it just debt? I think that's just like Whedon vocabulary, because there's a lot of weird lines and dialogue throughout this movie. One in particular that always stands out is the one in the very beginning where Samuel Jackson, Nick Fury, says something to the tune of, "If the world continues to spin, we shall assume that it just does," or something. Right, it's this very convoluted
we shall
line.
Protect it. As long as it's spinning, it's like as long as the world is spinning, we're gonna try to protect it, or something like that.
Yeah, but it's like a very weird. And there's a few lines like that throughout the movie where it's like this very like almost Shakespearean and poetic, which makes sense because I think he does have background in Shakespeare. Yeah. So
I think the writing. If I'm going to compare the two, the writing for Transformers is perfect for what it is.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird and dumb and fun. And the writing for Avengers, I think, falls short because it tries to be epic, but no one's really made anything like this yet. So it's still really rough around the edges. And I think the dialogue is kind of cringy at times. Yeah. But overall, the structure, I will say this, like Dylan just said, the structure of this story is pretty fucking good for like being like the first movie like itself.
Yeah. I really hate I really hate the line where Captain America goes, "Iron Man, we need a plan of attack," and Iron Man goes, "I have a plan. Attack." I hate that.
There's a lot of corny stuff like that.
That's funny. I kind of like that line.
It just seems like a line when you press the button on a toy. It just seems it's like very I have a plan. Yeah. Attack. It was just like
it's something that you can see like in the bubbles in the print.
Yeah, which I guess is cool, but it just is weird.
Yeah. There's a lot of weird throwaway lines like that. I think I don't know if we mentioned this last time, but I think this is the first time. And I think we confirmed that this was the first Disney produce.
Paramount made it, and then Disney bought
Distributed it.
Yeah, Disney bought the Marvel.
I don't know if we talked about this last time we talked about it, but I think this is the first time they really start diving into the humor that the universe pretty much becomes established with.
I think Iron Man.
Everything prior to it's pretty serious and straightforward. But this one, they're like
Iron Man and Iron Man's
pretty funny.
Yeah, but that's just his character. I feel like everyone's the funny. It has the moment to be the funny guy in this one. Like there's little moments throughout.
Yeah.
But funny enough, I found that with the Avengers, I was more engaged with everything before the Battle of New York. Once that hit, that's when I started getting kind of bored.
I did the exact opposite. See, Transformers I think is interesting until that final battle. That final battle is so boring to me in the town.
You think so?
I cannot stand it. I am other than the guy with the Xbox. That scene is so boring.
There's like 19 shots in like a 30-minute period where I'm like, fuck, that was cool. Like, oh shit, this is awesome.
It's cool to learn, especially with the commentary track, where there's like one shot where it's like inside of a diner and you can like see stuff like exploding outside, and he explained how that's 4 different shots like fused together, and I was like, that's actually really interesting. But yeah, there's a lot of cool filmmaking in it, but just like them trying to get the cube I don't know, it was just very boring. But
yeah, and him like shoving the cube into Megatron. Damn, it was pretty goofy.
Yeah, why wasn't that the whole? Why wasn't that the plan? Well, why was he? Hey, shove it into Megatron.
This is a little harder.
I guess he didn't think that was a really easy option. But then at the last minute, he was like, "Little human, shove the box into his fucking chest."
But like with Avengers, I feel like with Avengers, even there's a lot of scenes.
2 boxes, by the way.
Huh?
Both MacGuffins are cubes.
Oh yeah. Wait, what?
Ain't that fun?
It's pretty good.
sorry,
But
what were you saying?
With Avengers, I feel like there's a lot of scenes that can wake me up from my boredom. Like, not all of them are action scenes, but like, obviously the Thor versus Iron Man versus Cap scene is very fun.
That's fun.
But then there's also that scene where they're all fighting on the helicopter or whatever they call it. And the camera turns upside down because things aren't going too well, and the camera tells you that.
I like that part, but I find that fight to be boring, except for the Thor and Hulk part.
I was going to say, those 2 fight scene sequences are my favorite. Everything else is just like kind of...
I like the end battle scene, especially the circle shot, and there's a lot going on and with Loki. But with Transformers, I gotta say, most of the scenes will put, like, the action scenes kind of just put me to sleep. I don't know.
Do you like the dialogue and the character building in the Transformers one?
Not really. See, this time, like the chaos of Transformers, where it goes from like this scene to the Pentagon to that scene. I was really just like, oh my god, I just want like I just want to relax.
See, I like it.
I need a breath.
It gets those chemicals flowing in my brain. I'm like, but I guess you can say what you want about the script. Yeah, the dialogue's probably not great, and from like a structure standpoint, maybe not the best. But that's not really what a Transformers movie should be. But I will say my biggest gripe with it is that there's the hacker girl who works with John Voight and Anthony Anderson, and they're in the bunker at Hoover Dam, and then they do something and they kill the little thing, and then we don't see from them again. I wish there was more of a wrap up on.
Oh, they don't ever come back, do they?
No, it just ends. The scene ends with them like hacking whatever Anthony Anderson does, and then they blow up the little guy, and then that's it.
Huh.
I wish there was some sort of wrap up or
like a post credits.
You wanted to see Anthony Anderson kiss the hacker girl on top of a car to Lincoln Park.
Yeah. They're right next to each other.
What I've done. Face myself.
On the commentary track, they say they put the mid-credit scenes of the parents in specifically because of the testing, the screen testing, whatever you call that. A lot of the audience wanted to see the parents again. So I guess it's from those test audiences where they didn't care what happened about. They said what happened. I guess they wrote so much. What happened to the parents that they had to put those mid-credit scenes in? So I guess it comes to test screening.
Guess so.
Because that's why Starscream is in there too. Like they didn't have that in there either. A lot of people are like, what happened to Starscream? And he's like, well, let's put a mid-credit scene there.
That's the thing they cared about. What happened to Starscream?
Yeah.
I mean, he does come back in the second one, so that makes sense.
Spoilers. Does Megatron not?
Megatron's in all of them. All three of them.
So what's the point of putting the cube in him?
Huh?
Because a piece of the cube is like stuck in Sam's shirt.
What?
And so there's just this little sliver of the cube is enough.
What?
Yeah.
Then why have the whole cube?
Huh?
Listen.
Hey, listen, we know.
What happens in the third one? What happens in the third movie?
What happens in the third one?
Does the cube come back?
That's the one where it's like, what?
Does the cube come back?
No, something else comes back. And every single Transformers movie, there's an item, there's a thing that keeps that the Autobots don't want the Decepticons to get because they'll bring them to Earth. It's basically the same plot over and over.
Well, what's the third one?
Well, the third one is the one with where they do the fictionalized history with the moon landing and how it was all revolving around the Autobots crashed on the moon. Which when I was rewatching it last week, I was like, I feel like this should have been the first movie. It's just like the idea of this instead of bringing it up 2 sequels later. But so there's an older Transformer on there called Sentinel Prime. They think he's the key to something. They find these pillars which create a space bridge. And then the Decepticons get a hold of the space bridge and invade Earth.
Yeah, and then there's a scene where Shia LaBeouf is on the moon and he's like, wait.
Space Bridge! Dude, Space Bridge. That's a good band name.
That's my new band name.
It's my band name.
Sounds like it sucks.
It's probably the most boring Transformers movie. Not the worst, but probably the most boring. The worst one's probably The Last Night.
But you're having fun during that one?
At least it brings up interesting ideas that you're like, well, that's a cool idea, but it sucks.
What if Transformers could like?
They go back even further with the history where it's like, now I'm starting to catch the pattern. They keep doing this. So in the second one, it was like, oh, they came here during the caveman times actually, and then the third one was like, well, it was also they came here during the moon, and then the fourth one, I believe they were there during the dinosaurs that you find out, and then The Last Night. It's like, oh, the Transformers were part of the Knights of the Round Table, and they were friends with Merlin the magician. It's 100% true.
So let me get this straight.
Yeah, it's 100% real.
And the Merlin staff or sword is the MacGuffin, and they're trying to get the Merlin sword to fight the Autobots or the Decepticons.
Excalibur.
So let me get this straight, Dylan. You hate it when the Transformers keep going back in time, like sequel movies, but you love it when Paranormal Activity does it? It sounds like you're...
Give me a Paranormal Activity during dinosaur times, baby.
What word am I thinking of?
Hypocrite.
Hypocrite.
He's a hypocrite!
Well, what about...
I
was trying to think. I can't remember anything.
Yeah, but I don't even know what to say, but Avengers was fun. It's got a cool post-credit scene.
Is it?
I like
the shawarma scene.
Oh, I was thinking of Thanos. Sorry, that's more of a mid-credit. I like the Thanos.
It's not even Josh Brolin. Who cares?
Yeah, Andy has like a more human hand. You see his hand for a shot.
He looks completely different. I remember when I saw that in the theater. They put the lights up too early before that scene came up. So when that happened, I didn't get the best view of it. But when they showed him, I thought it was Red Skull. I was like, oh, Red Skull's coming back.
Yeah, I remember being in theater and everyone's like,
everyone started screaming and freaking out.
Yeah, everyone's wooing, and I'm like, yay, who's that? Yay.
Oh, you're not ready for it, but in about 8 years he'll be in a movie.
Yeah, what was it? Guardians? He was like his first movie.
Guardians, first one, and then technically the last. The end credit scene in Ultron.
He shows up in the Ultron? Oh, he puts the thing on, but you don't see his face again. He says,
I'll do it myself.
Very cool.
And then he does. Spoiler alert for the whole series.
And then they wrap it up.
Then he dabs.
I'm trying to think of how to compare the two. They're both very long. They both could use it as squeeze.
They're both the same exact length, right?
Yeah, I know. They both could squish right on in.
Just keep.
I don't know. I just feel like just the fact that I know these characters in Avengers and they're all meeting up and they're fighting each other. When that happens in Transformers, it's not a big deal. Like I don't care about Megatron. I don't care about any of them. But in Avengers, I do. I even know the bad guy. I even know Loki. It's not like this bad guy just kind of came out of nowhere. I don't know, just the fact that I know them all is fun.
Yeah, it is cool.
But you didn't have Transformers toys growing up? You weren't like, that's my toy.
I was never into Transformers.
I'm ready to vote, so I vote Transformers.
Whoa, hold on. Let me get my
Dustin,
ledger out. Let me get my ledger. One for.
I'll let Brett vote next.
He just voted. He said, I didn't vote.
Did
you vote?
I said, let me get my ledger.
Oh, you just voted first.
Oh, I thought he voted.
No, you're high.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I vote for voting, dude.
You vote for voting?
Whoa!
You guys should vote. Who are you voting for? Let's get into that. Who are you voting for?
Vote or high, dude.
More like cock the vote.
Oh. Dustin.
I don't even know if you know what he just read.
He doesn't.
He doesn't even know about that.
Rock the vote?
No. I'll tell you off screen.
Okay, so Dustin, you voting for Trump, right?
Oh, yeah, again, of course. Look at my hair.
I gotta say, yeah, Transformers is fun. I think I liked it a lot more. I think it's better if it has a Cloverfield trailer in front of it.
That's how just do that next time we have to watch it. If we have to watch it.
But Avengers,
just watch the Cloverfield trailer and pretend you don't know anything.
I really wish Avengers was out and Avengers Infinity War was in its place, because Infinity War is much better and should be.
That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
But
that'd be awesome.
Avengers is all I got, and I do like the movie. I like Tom Hiddleston smiling. He looks very creepy, though I don't know why he doesn't transmorph. He doesn't shapeshift that much into other people. I feel like that's like a power he doesn't use that much. Like, that's a crazy power, and he never uses it.
He doesn't use it in this one, does it?
He's kind of fucked up in the brain in this one.
He doesn't use it once in this movie.
He doesn't, does he?
He just changes his outfit.
Yeah, but
he keeps changing his clothes.
He could look like Iron Man and just like walk in and be like, "Hey guys, I'm here."
He could look like Iron Man, walk up to somebody and go bang.
I also think it's weird that there's a scene where it's just Loki and Tony Stark is like, "Hey, do you want a drink? Do you want a drink?" And then later on, when Loki gets caught, all of the Avengers are there, and Loki's like, "I'll take that drink now," and all of the other Avengers are like, "What?" Like, huh?
What the fuck do you mean?
That's just movie shit.
And Tony Stark is like, hold on, I offered him a drink earlier. That's what he's referencing.
I gotta get it from him. I'm a man of my word.
And then everyone starts ordering drinks and like, guys, I'm not a bartender.
And I think this movie is made better by Endgame. I honestly think it is. The only thing that's weird is that how did Hulk get into the last pose when they're all looking at Loki? Did he take the elevator to get up, or did he just jump up, or did they all fly?
Probably jumped up.
He probably did jump.
I don't know. Pretty weird. I'm voting for Avengers, though. So that's 1 Transformers, 1 The Avengers. So it all comes down to Dustin. Which movie is moving on to the next round?
Tough one. No, not really. Transformers.
Whoa!
Ooh.
What?
This is revenge for Star Wars.
What? Transformers beats the Avengers?
I think Transformers accomplishes its goal of as a film better than Avengers does.
You think Transformers is one of the 8 best movies of all time?
You know what?
Could be number 1, maybe.
I'm thinking that dude.
Could be number 1.
Could be number 1. I don't want to test that just yet, but it could be number 1.
I am shocked. I was so sure everyone was going to come in. Maybe Dylan would be a little sourpuss, but I'm sure I thought Avengers was going to move on.
I still hold by. I think it's the most overrated MCU movie, but I did enjoy it a little more watching it again.
Winter Soldier is overrated.
No, you fucking idiot. Let's not even get into this.
I'm not a huge fan of Ragnarok, and everyone loves that movie.
What?
I think it gets weird. I don't know. They set up such a cool thing, and it just becomes a fight. I don't know.
Can we hold a prayer for Brett's brain, which has died and gone?
I do like how Hulk is revered as such like a terrifying figure in this movie, and I feel like that's completely gone in the following. Well, they make him like silly, which I guess was the best move for the whole MCU.
I mean, probably just good marketing after that.
Yeah, but I did like that because I do think that leading up to it, based on like the Incredible Hulk ending and the post-credit scene, that it seemed like under Paramount, without the guidance of like Joss Whedon or Jon Favreau or Disney, that it seemed like their idea was, okay, the Hulk's going to be the villain in the Avengers movie.
That's what I think everyone thought. Everyone thought the Avengers were going to get together to catch the Hulk. Like the Hulk was like
to be like sort of like a Red Hulk, or a Planet Hulk movie.
Well, that's literally the first issue of the Avengers.
Yeah.
Well, then
so
there
I
you
think
go.
that's why everyone thought that. Okay.
And I think there are some elements of that throughout this movie.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the first issue of the Avengers is Iron Man, Thor, and the Wasp, and I can't remember, and Giant Man or Ant Man
Is Wolverine
fighting.
Is Wolverine in the Avengers?
No, he's not. Not in the original Avengers.
Makes me really want to at least know, or like see in an alternate world where Disney never got Marvel, and just see like where it would have gone, the whole franchise,
Like the Dark Universe.
I don't think it would have been that good.
I'm not either way. I just want to see.
Well,
or no.
Make a machine that lets you change reality, universes.
Dimensions.
Okay, so
Make a machine.
should we talk about next week real quick?
Yeah, let's hear it.
So let's talk about the two movies. One of them is old, but one of them is a newcomer to the
I
tournament.
like that. I like that a lot.
Something tells me it'll be the last newcomer ever.
Second to last. There are 4 newcomers. We've done 2 of them, so we got 2 more. So here we go. The winner of the 2004 MTV Movie Awards.
Oh.
And it also has one of the highest records for Oscar wins. So this is definitely a good movie that we're all going to love. It is The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
Well, at least we're finally wrapping it up, getting it out of the way. And what's it versing?
Well, it's going against another beloved movie that I believe has won either just as many Oscars or maybe a little under. The movie that beat the Twilight Saga Eclipse. Twilight!
That's right, those two did go against each other.
This is going to be a fun week.
This
will be a fun week.
The Lord of the Rings,
A short one
The
for
Return of
once.
the King versus Twilight. 2 fantasy movies.
I don't want to put him on that early, but
But it's just cool. If you look at the...
Hey, one of them I've never seen, one of them I've seen way too many times.
One of them has got a short title, and one of them's got the longest title in the world, which is probably representative of the movies themselves.
The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
Yeah. 4 those.
The extended director's edition.
No, we're just watching the theatrical cuts, so tune in next week for The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King versus Twilight, which movie will move on to round 3 and be one of the 8 best movies of all time. Going against...
he's saying this.
What? It's true. This is a definitive answer. Tune in next time. See you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.